Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good day to everyone that is here. I just want to say I am super excited about today's topic, and I think you're going to get a lot out of this. And first off, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to be here because I know we all have a million things that we can do. But I'll tell you one of the reasons I'm here. Well, of course, I'm here for you. That's really more than anything because I want to help you and I want to impact the world, and I think we all do to one degree or another. But another reason I'm here is I want to get more on track, and I want to stay more on track. And I'm not saying that I'm off like in a terrible degree or anything like that, like sometimes we can, but I think we're all works in progress. We're all getting better, or we should be. We should want to be. So today we're going to be talking about getting on track and staying on track. And I'm going to give you some basic fundamentals that I want to tell you. First off, a lot of this I know you've heard, maybe all of it, but I've also learned over the years, fundamentals, the basics are what get us on track. And they're really the difference between success and failure. It's not because I found some new little technique that no one knows about. Usually people know things, they just don't do it, or they don't do it consistently, or they don't do it effectively. So we're going to go over some super powerful basics, but I'm going to tell you, as I was preparing for this, I got all excited because I want to get, again, more on track. And I'm sure you're on track to one degree or another, and stay more on track. So with that, let's get started. Okay. First off, I want to ask you a question, and you don't have to type this in. I know this is going to be more of just a teaching today, but I want you to ask yourself this. Are you crystal clear on what you want? I mean, do you really know what you want in all aspects of your life? And I'll tell you, it's something that I'm redoing, and I do this not all the time, but every once in a while, every couple of years, few years. But I get super crystal clear on what is that vision, what are the goals, what are the actions I need to take. And right now, as I'm going through this process again, I'm going, wow, I want to get even more crystal clear on certain things that I wasn't crystal clear on. I wasn't even aware I wasn't. But I want to let you know that we need to be, that is a step. Do you know exactly what life you're producing? Do you know what you want in every aspect? I'm talking your health, talking your relationships, I'm talking your business, your impact on people, your finances. I'm talking anything and everything, your relationships with those close to you or business associates or whatever it may be. But do you know exactly what you want in those areas? That is a step. So here's how we start. What are your dreams? I mean, just get really, let yourself dream. Go, if I could do anything, what would it be? What is it? What do I dream about? Is it traveling? Is it impacting the world? Is it spending more time at home because you travel way, way, way too much? I mean, what is it for you? What do you dream about? Well, that's not enough. And we're going to go into visions in just a minute, but this is not a training on visions, but these are the steps. You've got to get crystal clear. So what is that dream? Turn it into a vision, put it in writing, get super crystal clear on every aspect of your life. And we're going to talk about what a vision is, but until you put it in writing and until you do some of the other things we're going to be talking about, it's not going to impact you in a huge, powerful way. But that's the second step. Turn your dreams into visions. That's not enough. All of these are steps. They all work together. Then what are your goals? They're your dreams, but with deadlines. They're your dreams, they're your visions, but you get more clarity. You're, again, focusing down, going, all right, my goals are going to be steps, step by step. And we'll get into this in just a minute to get you toward that vision that pretty soon you wake up one day and you go, wow, I'm living my dream. If you follow these steps, but the goals, we're going to get into those, are action oriented. We're going to talk just a little bit. And again, it's not a training on goals. We have those, but you want to make sure that you're really, again, crystal clear on what do I need to do? What are the steps I need to take to start living my visions and dreams? But then we have to put them into plans. And when are you going to do this? When are you going to be taking the last part? Actions. So all of these again work together, but you have to have your actions. Like, what am I going to do? Which are little mini goals, but it's day by day by day by day. And sometimes, moment by moment by moment. But then you have to plan on, how am I going to do all of this? How am I going to plan my goals? How am I going to plan my visions, my dreams? How am I going to plan to take the actions? You need to know what actions to take, of course. We also need to know, when are we going to do them? I mean, I know this is really simple, basic stuff, but I wish you could just get this, and I bet you do, but get it in your DNA about when you get crystal clear on what you want, you know how to get there. Like, here's the steps. Here's my plans on how I'm going to do it. And I broke it down into what I need to do today. Now you're going to get there. Now, I would also suggest this, and I know every one of you know I'm probably going to say this, but I'm going to say it almost every single time. Pray about it. Ask God. Ask him to lead you and guide you. You only have the creator and sustainer of the universe that loves you so much, wants to help you. Why would we ever want to do this just by ourselves? I mean, that's kind of crazy. When we have someone that is so real, he lives with us, in us, he can be there. He's like, oh my goodness, and he knows everything. So again, not to go off in that direction either, but pray, ask him. And if you miss that, that's okay too. If you go, I don't want to ask God, why? I just go, why? Why would anyone not want that help from someone that knows everything and is pure love and holiness and just wants the best for all of us? But anyway, I will move on. Okay, so we want to get crystal clear. Now, let's talk just a little bit about visions and goals and action items, and then we're going to get into a whole different aspect of today's training. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. We've got a lot of ground to cover, but a vision, this is our definition, my definition, is a clear mental picture based on what could be. It's a mental picture. It's that image. What do you want your life to look like? It's not the goals. It's not the, how do I get there? What actions do I take? The very specifics, but it's that big picture. It's like, I want to live really, really healthy with lots of energy. That's a great vision. It's a terrible goal, but a great vision, because you want to live healthy. You want to have lots of energy. Great. Awesome. And you can even make it more clear than that. And I would suggest you do, but just breaking down for the teaching right now. But the goal would be, all right, what steps do I need to do to get healthy? Maybe it's meditate every day. Maybe it's visualize. Maybe it's do affirmations. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's go to the doctor. Maybe it's start, changing your diet. I don't know what it is for you, but those are the goals. They're not the same. Visions are that big picture that very rarely changes. I want you to think about that too. They're not going to change. You always want to be healthy. You always want to have a lot of energy. You always, whatever it is, there are certain things in your DNA you're built to have. Those are visions. They very rarely change. Now, they are going to change, but they're not going to change near like goals. Goals and your plans, your action items, they should be written in pencil, because they're changing all the time. And don't get stuck on, well, I was trying this for 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, so I'm not going to change. Because if I change, then all that work I just did is thrown down the drain. It's like, who cares? If it's not working, let it go. You need to be writing them in pencil, which means you have an eraser on the end of a pencil, so you can erase them and change them and write them in. You need to keep changing them. And they're always changing. The more information we get, the more we should modify what we're doing. So goals and plans should be written in pencil, because they're changing frequently. Again, but your visions, they're going to very rarely change. But get clear on all of this. Goals should be SMART. Again, we're not doing a full training on goals, but I'm going to just tell you the acronym. The difference is visions are kind of that big picture again. The goals are very specific. You need to make sure you, like, let's say if someone wants to get in great physical shape, using that one, you go, what does that mean to you? Does that mean a certain weight? Well, maybe, maybe not. Maybe that means you have a certain energy. Maybe it's a test. Maybe it's whatever it is for you, but it needs to be specific. So it needs to be measurable. Can you measure whether you're moving forward toward it or away from it or staying like about the same distance? They need to be measurable. So am I making progress? A is for action oriented. You need to take action. If you have a goal that has no action with it, then you're not going to be moving forward. You need to have them action oriented, action based. Realistic. Do you think you can accomplish those in the T for the time frame specified? But let's say you want to, again, it could be shape, and I was going to go in a whole different direction, but I'll say someone that wants to get in shape. Maybe it's they want to lose a certain amount of weight. Well, when is that? I'm going to lose 30 pounds in a day, like cut off my arm or leg? Or is it I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 weeks, a pound a week? I mean, what is that realistic? You go 30 pounds in a week probably is not realistic, but 30 pounds, 1 pound every week. So 30 weeks probably is realistic for every single person if that was your goal. But you need to have the time frame specified. So again, not going into a full training, but all of these are how you get on track. So let's go back for a minute. How do you get on track? What is on track for you? I want you to think about that. What is on track? Do you have that dream turned into a vision? What is on track? Are you looking at your goals so you're moving forward? Do you have those turned into action items, which is part of, again, what we've already talked about? Are you reviewing those? We'll talk about that in a minute too. But again, do you have that clear picture of where you're going? You have to know your target. And then once you have some very specific goals, and by the way, action items should be set up just like goals, smart, but they're going to be very short term, like a week at the longest. Maybe you can set them up for a month or something like that. I shouldn't say the longest. It could be a month. It could be a couple months on an action item, but they could be recurring for months and months and months. Every day it's something you do, or every week you do this. But here's what happens. I want you to get the process. When you get crystal clear on what you want, it creates this positive tension pulling you toward that vision or pushing you toward that vision. It's pushing you toward those goals when you're reviewing them, you're looking at them, you're measuring them, you're changing them. They create this tension pulling and pushing us toward it. It's very, very important. But again, how do you get on track? What is on track for you? And then you use these as tools. They need to be in writing. You need to review them. You need to think about them continuously. It's really not hard, but we need to do it. Remember, the goals are the steps to achieving your vision. Goals are something that you do, again, the action portion, in order to have or experience your vision. So just think about it like this image. You're taking steps, one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. And pretty soon you look back and go, wow, I'm in a whole different place than I was. Hey, quick message for you. If you've got big dreams in your heart, but you're frustrated because your reality isn't matching those desires, you've got to check out SuccessTek, our #1 selling program that's changing lives every single day. SuccessTek gives you the clarity, coaching, and momentum you need to be consistent and turn any dream into reality. Click the link below to check it out. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, so here's some simple steps. Again, recap and we're moving on. Your vision's the long term. Your goals are your mid-range. They may be, 2 years down to 6 months or so. And your action items, most would be 6 months, but even usually very short-term, daily, weekly, even maybe monthly. But you need to have these. That's as hard as it is. So that's going to help you get clear on what vision do you want for your life? How am I going to get there? What am I going to do to get there? Okay, so that's not enough though. All of this is super important, but there's more to it. There's a little bit more. The purpose, your why, and you might want to write that down if you're taking notes, the why. And I call it on this training, the purpose, but we also call it in many trainings, why. Why are you doing this? The purpose behind your goals, the purpose behind your visions It's actually more important than the goal itself. It's again, why do you want this? If you get clear on why, it's like, wow, and I know exactly why there's certain things I want. And you know what? I'm driven toward those. Others, it's like, you know what? I haven't thought about that enough to get really clear on my why. What's the purpose behind me wanting to go there? And so you can tell I'm not focused on those near as much. But when you get a clear purpose and a why, it's going to drive you, it's going to push you. And you want to make it emotional, something that drives you, that feels good. That's like, oh my goodness, that makes me feel so good thinking about it. It's something I really want. It's big. The more emotional that you can make your why and your purpose and achieving your visions, your goals, your action items, that's going to drive you to take those actions. Because is it super fun every day to do every single thing that we need to do? No, not everything is going to be, a bucket of laughs. It's going to be awesome. We're going to hit roadblocks. We're going to have challenges. So if it's strong enough behind you, that purpose, that why, and you get clear on where you're going, now you have the fuel behind it. You basically will have something that will drive you to get there. Here's a great quote. Without inspiration, the best powers of the mind remain dormant. There is a fuel in us which needs to be ignited with sparks. Think about your motivation, your why, your passionate purpose. Think about that is what is your fuel in your tank to keep you going. So again, get clear on where you're going. I know I'm repeating, I'm doing that on purpose, but then go back and go, but why? Why do I want this? And you go, well, I don't really have a strong why. Well, you can change it. Change your why. Think about it more. The more you dwell on it, you're probably going to get more clarification, and you can change that why and drive yourself even more and more and more. Okay, so let's talk about how to get motivated. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I took these slides right out of a training that we have, continuous motivation. But you need to be continuously motivated. So I'm going to go through these fairly quickly. But if you want to get motivated more, go back and listen to that training on continuous motivation. But I'm going to go through these again fairly quickly. Create a motivating environment. Read successful articles or books. You know what? I like where my office is right now. I really like it. I mean, I like the environment that it's in. I like my desk. I have one of those desks that goes up and down. I have a clean desktop. I have a very motivating environment for me. Now, the reality is articles, books, I'm reading every week, and I could say probably every day, but I might miss a day of reading. I don't do it because I want to be religious and say I do it every single day, but I probably do almost every day. Why? Because good in, good out, good in, good out. We have to remember that. Read good things. Watch and listen to motivational information. And I know if you've ever tuned into our trainings before, that's something I personally have learned, and I do it and I hate saying every day, but every week for sure. And almost every day on that too. I'm watching something good. We watched some good stuff this morning. It was just got me thinking and motivated. It's so powerful. You know what? Use affirmations and words. We have, again, trainings on that. Affirmations. Wow, the power of our words. We're changing DNA. We change the chemistry in our brain. We change physical matter, neutrons, electrons. We're changing things with our words. Well, change them for the positive. Use them the right way. Don't just do this in a negative way. And we're doing them, by the way, every one of us, both ways. I don't think there's ever anyone that does it perfectly in everything all the time. So keep thinking about this. We have the power of death and life in our tongue. Those that love it will eat the fruit thereof. Well, love it. Don't go, I'm going to speak it and have bad things. Surround yourself with positive people. I'm probably the most blessed man on the planet in this way. This morning, even today, I got to spend time with my son who motivates me, with my wife who we spend so much time together that she is definitely working on her all the time and motivates me. I have positive people on our team, on our staff. We have positive clients. Surround yourself with positive people. I'll tell you, I don't take on every client because you know what, if people are going to affect me in a negative way, now I'll take on people that are negative to try to change them. If in my heart, I go, I'm supposed to work with them. I want to change them. But that inner circle, surround yourself with positive people, people that are going to uplift you, that are going to build you. That's what we all need to do. It's so important. You want to get on track and stay on track? Make sure you don't have someone take the wind out of your sails. They don't pop your balloon. Put on some good music. That's another great way. Again, so I don't go off. I could teach this whole training, but it's so important to set ourselves up to stay focused and driven and motivated. Again, that fuel behind us, that passionate purpose, that why, that motivation. Spend time outside. Some of you, and I love it right now that it's spring. We live in a very snowy environment. The snow is low patches around us. I've been getting out for the last week or two, really walking, even though it's not through the forest, which I love even more. It's almost the time we can go for walks right outside our property in the forest. And I love that. But we still have to wait for a little snow to melt, but it's getting close. I love time outside. I think there's something, even they test people from trees and pollen and all that, just it helps us in different ways. Another thing, review your vision, your mission, your purpose. Have them in a spot, put them somewhere that you can look at them. I'll tell you what gets me as excited as anything, and it should be you too, is reviewing where you're going and why you're getting there, your purpose, your mission in life. Review your SMART goals. And you go, okay, now we know what to do to get there. I'll tell you how I lose motivation is when I don't have my actions outlined. I started getting lack of motivated a few weeks ago, and I'll tell you why. Because I'd already accomplished a lot that was on my list I needed to do. And it's like, all right, and I can always stay busy, but what are the impactful things? I hadn't taken time to really map out what are the next most important things. So I didn't have very poignant, very specific goals written, which I'm changing. You could keep a clean inbox, get organized. Again, we can spend a lot of time on this, trying to move through. Exercise, you want to get motivated, move. Get up, run, jump, go to the gym, do whatever. Laugh at yourself, laugh at life, laugh at circumstances, or you can get mad and upset. And you know what? We've all done both. And you know what? I'm laughing now because I watched it when I wasn't laughing. Within the last week, my wife and I were going over taxes and how much we have to pay and all that other, which praise be to God, we have the money to pay. Praise be to God, we, have money coming in because we wouldn't have to pay more taxes or pay taxes if we didn't. Well, I started getting unmotivated and getting a little depressed by looking at our taxes and going through our finances and going through all that stuff. It's like, and it's not the most fun thing in the world for me to go through and look at all that stuff. But now I'm laughing at it going, man, did I let that throw me for a day or two or a half a day? It's like, laugh. It's like, okay, there's a spot to work on. I'm not going to let that happen again. Yeah, it's something you have to deal with, but move on. Laugh at yourself when you make mistakes. Laugh at life. Laugh at people. I don't mean like laugh at them to hurt their feelings, of course. Take power breaks. You know what? I hit a wall yesterday. I had a great productive day, and I didn't actually take a power break. When I hit that wall, it was a solid wall. It was like, I'm done for the day. Sometimes you just need to shut down. Sometimes you can take a little break. Some people take power naps. Do something to get yourself motivated again so you can go, boom, I'm moving forward again. I know where I'm going. I know why I'm getting there. And now, I took just 20 minutes or an hour, or you go for a walk or you do whatever. Now I'm ready to invest another hour really focused. Okay. Keep a journal of victories. I can tell you, I'm not good at that. And a lot of things I just have never focused on it. And I've done it off and on throughout the years, and I understand how powerful it can be, but I've had clients that are massively focused on this, and it impacts them in a big, big way. And you know what? I can't stress enough how it affects them. I personally don't have a lot of experience in it because I've never turn that into a habit or pattern like I've done a lot of other things. But I can tell you from people I work with, from studies, from, just knowing, write down all the things that are improving. Focus on it. Now, I do that with clients all the time. I'm writing down what they improved on. I'm like, do you realize what you just did? You're just glancing over that, but do you know you were stuck on that for 2 years? Now that's behind you. Let's celebrate it for a little bit. But you know what? I'm keeping journals of victories for them. I should probably do it better for myself. I think we all should. So I'm talking myself into it right now. But with that, let's move forward. Okay. Reward and praise yourself. And I don't mean praise yourself like you praise God, but you are made in the image and likeness of God. But praise yourself when you do something right. Give yourself credit. Go like, wow, I did really, really good on that. Why, even if you just did a little bit better, wow, I did a little bit better. Yay. Celebrate it. Why? Because what you feed grows and what you starve dies. So feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it. Feed the good. Watch what happens. Reward and praise yourself. Be thankful every day. Be grateful. Be filled with an attitude of gratitude. Help somebody else. You want to keep that motivation going. You want to keep that momentum going. Again, get on track and stay on track. The focus of today, help someone else. You're going to feel good and you're going to stay motivated and you'll keep going because we're built to really help other people. That every single one of us, and we all feel better, whether it's your own kids, whether it's your family, whether it doesn't matter. Visualize. Oh my goodness, spend time thinking, seeing yourself doing the activities that you want to be doing. See yourself really walking in or experiencing the victories that you want. See it, make it real, have fun with it. Do this every single day. And it's like, wow, that can be so powerful. And pretty soon your mind, your brain just starts living that way because, hey, you're giving it direct commands. This is how we're going to live. So here's some tips. Focus on one thing at a time. I know I've covered a tremendous amount of information, but first get clear. Turn that dream into a vision. One thing, one area, then do it in one other area, and then do it in one other area. Get clear, get clear, get clear. Pretty soon you go, this is how I want to live. Here's exactly what I want. But do one thing at a time. Just take your time. If you try to do it all at once, you're going to shut down. I tell you, we shut down when we're trying to do too much. It's like we almost get frustrated going, I just can't get it accomplished. Yeah, because you're trying to do it all in a day or in an hour. But give yourself a break. Give yourself enough time. But focus on one thing at a time. If you need to get organized, get organized. Make your to-do list important to you. Again, why? How's it going to be important to you? When you have clarity on your dreams, your visions, your goals, then your action items are taking you there. It's really important because that's what you want in life. That's how you make it important to you. Because if not, you're just checking things off. Yeah, I feel really good because I had a good productive day. I got a lot of things done. That's good. But when you know it's getting you to your life's vision, where you get to help people, impact others, experience life yourself, oh my goodness, it's very, very powerful. Take those power breaks. Make sure you don't just run on empty all the time. Do whatever you need to. And again, take action. Take action on everything that we're talking about. But don't try to do it all at once, but take action. Too many times people only take action on getting clear on the vision, but they don't turn to goals and then action items, or they don't take their action items, or whatever it is. You've got to take action. They don't review their vision. Well, that's an action. That should be on your to-do list. Design your life. I want you to plan, and I know I've talked about this a little bit on different things, but I want you to think about it. We're wrapping up for today, but I want you to plan. When are you going to do this? And I was looking at my schedule today, and I've got appointments today, and I love the appointments, and I have a few hours. So I'm going to get a little of that done today. But I also may be doing it over the weekend, and I'm pretty sure I will be, because I'm looking, you know what? It's a perfect weekend for me to get really, really, really clear on some of these other areas, set up the visions. And I already know for the most part, but they need tweaked a little bit. They need changed. I need to get that super clarity that I'm talking to you about. But when am I going to do it? Before today's over, I'm going to have a plan on exactly when and how am I going to do it. And I'm going to reprioritize some things in my life. We all need to really take the time to design it, design our own lives, and take the time to plan. So when are you going to do this? I'm challenging you right now. I know you've taken time out. We have a lot of people on today. When are you going to do it? When are you going to really take the time to get clear and look at everything we've talked about today and do it? You need to, after you have this, here's one, and there's a couple more slides, not much, but after you get clear on what you want, after you have your plan, you need to start taking that action. You need to do everything we've talked about, but long enough until it becomes a habit and a pattern, that you just do certain things on automatic pilot. You don't even have to think about them anymore. And we're all doing this, by the way. We're living our lives 80% at least, probably more, and maybe 95% of what we do is habits. But you know what? We need to change them to be habits and patterns that, quite frankly, are empowering us. So you need to keep planning your work and working your plan. You need to keep reviewing your visions and your goals and taking those actions. How long? At least 2 months solid, until it becomes a habit and a pattern. After that, what is it? It's a habit. It's now a pattern. You do that, but make them positive. Do what we're talking about, like plan. Look at your calendar, like I was looking at today, looking at when can I get the things done that are on my list. That now is a habit for me, looking at my schedule and saying, when can I and when can I not? And I have things set up in our software or project management software and other places. Well, it's a habit to start looking at that and following through on those. We need to do it long enough on everything. It could be exercise for you. It could be, spending time in prayer with God, which is very, very important, but is a habit and pattern. Okay, I think you get it. So I want you right now, as we're wrapping up this training, ask yourself honestly, do you have a plan? Do you have a plan on where you're going? Do you have that vision? There's goals, those action items. Do you have, that's a plan, really. If you think about it, getting clear is now you have a plan. Everything I'm talking about is, do you have that plan on where you're going? That's how you get on track, and that's how you stay on track, is you have a plan to get there. So the very first step is make an honest, take an evaluation of where you're at. Be honest with yourself. Do you have a roadmap to get there? Where are you right now? Do you know where you're going? And do you have a plan to get there? Is it a solid plan? Is it one that is realistic? Are they SMART goals? Are they something you can accomplish? And do something today. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. You're on this. You're on the program. But I'm talking even more. I'm talking about your personal visions, your personal goals, your personal life. Do something every single day to move forward. I don't care what day it is. Every single day. Why? You do it long enough now, it's a habit. You're just moving in that direction every day. The momentum is carrying you that way. You have positive momentum. So again, those are the basics. We're going to be wrapping it up for today, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you need to, remember, within 24 hours, this is going to be in the Master Training Center. It's replacing last week's. We replace them every week. For those of you that are new, and I know we get new people on these every single week, maybe not every week, because again, I hate saying every, but most of the time. But the point on all that is I want you to know that This will only be there for a week. So if you like this one, this high level, go back, listen to it, pause it, take notes, replay it, or go into the Master Training Center, and listen to the other specific ones we've talked about. But this one will only be there for a week. So take advantage of it. Make sure that you really go and plan and turn those dreams into visions, but take some action today and every single day. And with that, remember, as always, to expect success. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week. Hey, real quick, if you're a business owner who's struggling because you're not making the kind of money you want to, but you're ready to turn your business into a money printing machine and finally create the freedom you've been looking for, I want to invite you to work with me and my team. For over 25 years, we've been helping entrepreneurs and leaders scale their businesses faster than they ever thought possible without adding more stress or hours to their week. Click the link below to learn how to work with us.